Hello, my name's Melinda, um, False Teeth and Real Tarot. Um, I'd like to share a story with you guys. Um, maybe a month, maybe a month ago, right around there, I was meditating and I was shown this beautiful, beautiful sight as I was meditating. And I was like, you know, my mind was going like this, and that's the way it was feeling. And all of a sudden, I heard my son, Bubba, my middle son. I have 5 boys. These are grown men now. Huh. 5 sons and 18 grandchildren. And, but my middle son passed a few years ago. And, his name's Bubba. And, I raised his children for 3.5 years. And they was just small little babies, and their mom has them now for the last couple of months. And but when I was meditating, the feeling of it was like phenomenal. But at first I seen my son Bubba, and he always had this spiked hair, just about all his life. And when he was real little, I would comb it up all the time, and as he grew up, it just it looked like a little cotton ball, depending on how. But we usually kept it short because it looked really cool. And but anyway, um, he was right there, right there. Well, in the other room. But his daddy died 6 months after him, and then he was there. And I could see all these other little. It was almost like, like the kids' uncle and cousin, and he was late 20s when he passed. And but anyway, um, it was almost like they were like lights, like these beams of lights. And but after I seen my son, my kids' daddy, he was my husband for a long time. I still cut his hair all the time. And yeah, after I started having all these kids, I thought to myself, man, the barber's going to get a paycheck. So I figured I better learn. So I cut the kids' hair all their lives, but that's how I learned, was on them and him. But after I seen Rick, their daddy, and he was showing me his love, and And I showed him my love back, through my heart and my mind. And then all of a sudden, because it felt like I was, like if you take like a balloon and it's all blowed up, and if it's not blowed up all the way, but it's still, a balloon, and you could stick your hand in it, and when you stick your hand in there, it feels like it's really thin, and but that's what it felt like. That's what it felt like I was going through. And but then I was on the other side, and that's when but it was like there was a thin line that kept me here, but I seen them clearly, as plain as day. I mean, like as if they were standing in front of me. And then I seen my mom, and she passed a long time ago. When they found me, I was in a fetal position. Sharon found me, and I was laying in the kitchen floor. But I couldn't stop crying. But I knew she died before I got the phone call. Just like my sister and I, one time, we tried to call each other at the same time. And it was busy. Back then it was, the rotary or the push button. And so apparently we both hung up, and I called right back. And as she picked up the phone, she says, "Melinda?" And I said, "Cheryl." And she goes, "I just tried to call you." And I said, "I just tried to call you too. It was busy." And so we both said at the same time, "Something's the matter with Mom." And oh my God, the snow, it was like, it was over a foot tall on the ground, and about 8-10 inches on the road at least. And when I got down the hill, I mean, right in town, it was still there, but it wasn't there as much, you know what I mean? Maybe a couple inches. And but after town, but I just kept going. But she said that she called the ambulance, fire people. They was just right down the road, maybe a block. And because at that time we lived in Mainville, which is like where all these old time houses are and stuff. And but anyway, she said that they wouldn't go because nobody seen her. And so I said, "I'm going to call him." And so I called him. And they said, "Did you see her?" And I said, yes, I did. And I lied. I didn't see him. But it was Mom. And they went there. And I called Cheryl back. And she said, "I'm on my way there." And I said, "I'm on my way there." Which normally it would have only taken about 20-25 minutes, maybe. $20 minutes maybe. And but it took about, I don't know, about 35-40 minutes. 35, I don't know how long it took, but I got there as quick as I could. I mean, most of the place, you could tell where the road was because of the ditches and stuff like that, or the trees. I don't know, but you could just tell where the road was, even though there was all that snow on it. And I had an old Biscayne 3 on the tree, and it stayed on that road, man, and it did real good. And but because it was a nice heavy car. But anyway, Mom said she just kept thinking 3, the number 3. She just kept thinking the number 3, and the ambulance got there first, and Cheryl got there right after, because she didn't live too far away. She lived up here by Kings Island and stuff. And so then I got there, so I was the 3rd person there. But when I got there, the ambulance, some of the people were coming out, and they said that she would have been dead in about 5 minutes, froze to death, solid. Just froze enough to where she would have died. 5 more minutes. And her electricity, something happened to it. And or oil. We burned oil. And but she was sitting there about to freeze. And being so I was a 3rd person, she came with me because she didn't want to go to the hospital. And she was just that way. She just didn't like hospitals too much because of another story. And but anyway, she came and she lived with me for years. And but anyway, I got off track. But I seen Mom across the veil. At that time, I mean, I could tell it was her, but maybe because of old pictures, I don't know. But she looked like she was in her 30s. And she had that red curly hair, and or wavy. It was all wavy. And so auburn, maybe that's what color it was. I don't know. But I seen her there, and she was in this kitchen. She was in this kitchen, and there was all these little kids. There was, oh my gosh, I don't know how many there was. I don't know, maybe a dozen little kids. And there was this kitchen stuff. Mom had on her apron, and Mom always used to wear an apron because she would bake. Oh my God, that woman could bake. Oh, but I love my mama. She's a good woman. But she was taking care of these kids. And it was on this kitchen stuff that I mean, you could tell it was the kitchen. And then all these little kids running around. And then all of a sudden, it was like she was making something for him or something. And it was like this protective thing. It was like glass or something. Came over it to where no kids would get hurt. And I don't know, I can't explain how it was, but it was really, really cool. And I got a glimpse of the other side. I was going to keep that story for myself. But I thought to share it this day. It's a beautiful story. And I know that the veil's getting thin. It's getting real thin. And a lot of us are feeling things and seeing things and having all these different type of like being a little bit more tired or not wanting to eat, or very little because you know you have to, and or maybe eating a lot. I heard somebody say that. Restless or whatever their symptoms are. There's a lot of symptoms, I guess. You can look it up. Or maybe you're probably having some too. But I know I was getting really, really tired. And I've been taking a nap. Usually. Sometimes I don't. But when it was hitting me, I had to. Oh, man. It was like I was just going to, like, fall asleep across something else, and I'd done that. I'd be watching the show and I'd be getting tired and I'd be like, no, I can't go to sleep yet. It's too early. But then I'd wake up a half hour later. You know what I mean? But I got a glimpse. And I remember Mom told me, she said, it's my turn to watch the kids. I remember she just said that. It's my turn to watch the kids. And she's doing all this and that. And she said, I'm sorry, I can't keep talking to you. She said, look at all these kids, or whatever she said. And, but she just kept doing it. She said, it's my turn. That's what it was. She said it was her turn to watch the kids. And so, I guess people take turns up there watching the little ones. But she had 8 kids, so I guess she knows how to do it. And yeah, it was beautiful. It was very, very beautiful. Very much a blessing. And I hope you guys enjoyed the adventure that my mind had went on, or maybe something else happened, I don't know. So I know sometimes it feels like you're going out of body and stuff like that. But that's other stuff. But anyway, hope you guys liked it. And maybe you'll share. Maybe you'll have something to share. And I'd like to hear about it. You guys take care of yourselves. Much love. Compassion for one another. Because we have to keep our vibrations high. We gotta not high like this. I mean our vibrations. Good energy. I know when I have been meditating or I'm talking like this, it almost feels like I'm high. But it's a different kind of high. Yeah. It's a beautiful, beautiful feeling. And let me know some of you guys' stories if you want. And if anybody wants a reading of any kind, just put it there in the chat. And I'll do a reading for you. You guys take care. It won't cost anything. That's just something I need to do. You guys take care.